You are guided by a quiet intelligence that has been waiting for you to listen. Ever wonder how some people just know things without being told? What if I told you that same gut feeling is a powerful internal GPS and you already possess it? In this video, Intuition Blueprint: How to Activate Your Inner Wisdom, we'll unlock the secrets to trusting that guidance starting today. Listen closely. In a world that prizes speed, logic, and constant noise, we've forgotten an older language, a soft, felt knowing that predates words. Science and smartphones give us answers. Intuition gives us direction. This matters now more than ever because the choices you make from that inner place steer your life into alignment, healing, and purpose. Imagine your inner wisdom as a weathered map, folded into the pocket of your soul. Sometimes it arrives as a chill in the spine before you meet someone. Sometimes as a sudden no, in the middle of a seemingly perfect plan. You felt it, choosing a new city, walking away from a job, pausing before that text. Those moments are mini awakenings, proof that the compass exists. Today, I'll teach you how to recognize its signals, quiet the static that drowns them, and begin simple practices to strengthen that signal. Stay with me until the end, and I promise a practical, life-changing key, a simple habit that will start shifting how you decide, love, and move through the world. If this calls to you, like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Repeat after me. I choose to awaken my consciousness, ready to discover where that inner compass speaks from and why some choices just feel undeniably right. Ever wonder why some decisions just feel right, even without logical explanation? That's your inner wisdom knocking. Intuition is a gentle intelligence living beneath your thinking. An inner compass that speaks in sensations, images, timing, and sudden knowing. Imagine a soft lantern in the dark of your life. It does not shout directions. It simply brightens a step so you can move forward. That light has been with you since childhood, present in the small, unexplainable choices that steered you away from harm or toward a person who changed your path. You were never without it. You have simply learned to ignore the lamp while chasing louder signals from outside. Listen closely. The first way intuition visits is through the body. A tightening in the chest, a cradle of calm behind the eyes, a visceral sense that something will unfold. These are not random emotions. They are ancient neural whispers designed to speed up decisions when the mind is slow to catch up. When you trust them, you often find the outcome and the reason arrive later, like two travelers catching up to the same train. There is a paradox here. Intuition is both intimate and anonymous. It feels personal because it arises inside you, yet it often doesn't carry your internal commentary. It may arrive as a mood that insists you act before you can explain why. Here's the twist. The feeling that pushes you away from something can be as true as the one that pulls you toward it. Your inner wisdom sometimes protects you by showing what's wrong, not by painting a rosy picture of what's right. For those who have suffered, intuition can become a lifeline. Trauma sharpens some signals and muffles others. Pain teaches the body to read danger, but can blur subtle whispers of possibility. The good news is that listening is a practice, not a destiny. Start by treating sensation as a sentence, rather than the whole story. Notice it, name it, breathe into it. When you give the feeling space, rather than immediate analysis, you create a bridge between instinct and insight. Another surprise. Intuition doesn't always come during meditation or silence. It can arrive while you're walking, washing dishes, or in the middle of a mundane conversation, the mind unhooking for a moment allows the lamp to glow. That's why life's ordinary moments are also sacred laboratories for inner guidance. So tonight, pay attention to one small choosing moment: the route you take home, the message you decide to answer, the pause before you send that text. What does that inner knock sound like to you? A soft nudge, a tightening, a clear image. How would your life begin to bend if you answered it more often? We're exploring what intuition truly is. Intuition is an ancient compass, hidden in your body's quiet signals. It doesn't arrive as thunder or prophecy. It slides in like a soft current beneath thought, shaping decisions before words catch up. Imagine a subterranean river that has carved the valley of your life. Unseen, it guides the trees, the stones, the direction of the light. And yet the world above measures only the surface. That river is your felt sense, your inner wisdom. You have known it in small, undeniable ways. A sudden nudge to call someone, the pause before signing, the inexplicable attraction to a place you'd never been. Those moments are not accidents or wishful thinking. They are information delivered in the body's language. A quiet tightening, a flash of imagery, a sudden clarity in the chest. When you learn to listen to those signals, decision-making becomes less frantic and more aligned with your soul's current. There is a practical tenderness to this truth. Intuition is both mystical and biological. Modern studies whisper that the brain predicts before the mind can explain. And ancient teachers said the same thing with metaphors of the eye, like learning a language. It wants you present, curious, and willing to experiment. Begin treating your inner nudges like invitations rather than commands. Notice where your energy shifts. Name the sensation in one word and gently test it in small choices. Keep a quiet ledger. Note the impression, the outcome, and what changed in your body. Over weeks, you will see patterns, not omens, but a trustworthy map drawn from memory, emotion, and subtle perception. This map often points toward what your conscious mind has been avoiding: fear, longing, healing that asks to be met. Another reframing: intuition is not about always being right. It is about alignment, a softer criterion. Sometimes the gut steers you away from harm. Sometimes it nudges you toward growth that feels like discomfort. Both are intelligence. The deeper secret is that your inner compass is relational. It learns when you respond to it with kindness. Harsh judgment for a wrong feeling dulls the river. Gentle curiosity makes it sing louder. Get ready to redefine how you approach decisions and trust your gut in a whole new way. The more you chase certainty, the less you hear your own inner voice, until you become still enough to notice the subtle signal beneath the noise. Imagine your inner wisdom not as a thunderbolt of prophecy, but as a quiet seam of light running through your everyday choices, a patient friend nudging you toward what aligns with your soul. This is about reclaiming decision-making from anxiety and logic alone, and inviting your whole body, heart, and subtle senses to participate. Start by treating decisions like thresholds rather than verdicts. Before you commit to anything, give yourself a short ritual, a single breath to center, a gentle scan from the soles of your feet to the crown of your head, and a soft question whispered inward. Does this move me toward what is true for me? Notice the first sensation that answers: a release, a tightening, a warmth. These micro movements are the language of intuition. Learn to translate them by practicing with small, low-stakes choices. Which tea to drink, which route to walk, which book to open. Observe patterns. Your body remembers what your mind forgets. There is an attic in most of us where old fears and etiquette live. Intuition needs a clear passage to be heard. Create that passage with a practice I call sensory recalibration. For 3 minutes, place your hand on your heart and another on your belly. Breathe slowly and name one thing that feels true in this moment. Let taste, scent, and light register without analysis. Over time, your senses will stop filtering out whispers and begin to carry them. Here's the twist. Intuition is not always immediate clarity or mystical certainty. Often, it arrives as a recurring image, the half-dream, or a persistent discomfort, a pattern nudging you until you respond. Trusting your gut sometimes means saying "not yet" or "not this," rather than an instant yes. It's less about miraculous predictions and more about realigning with the inner map that remembers who you are. Raise the frequency that hosts intuition by tending to simple things: water, sleep, nature, and moments of unhurried silence. When your field is uncluttered, the pineal's subtle impressions and your heart's compass sharpen. Practice a slow decision habit. Pause, feel, imagine the choice lived for a week, and then notice the bodily resonance. The answer often arrives not in logic, but in the way your system relaxes or tightens. You are the one who will learn this map. Begin with kindness, curiosity, and small experiments, and you'll find that trusting your gut becomes less risky and more like remembering home. What subtle signal is waiting now to be heard if you simply become still enough to listen? You stayed. You listened. In a world that moves fast, you chose to slow down and meet your inner compass, and that alone marks you as someone waking into a new way of being. Celebrate that courage. This wasn't just another video. It was an invitation to remember a quiet intelligence that has been waiting patiently inside you. Because you showed up, something subtle has shifted. The edges of old certainty soften, and a softer knowing begins to hum beneath the noise. That hum is your inner wisdom aligning with your life. It may come as a whisper at first, a tilt of the heart, a sudden clarity in a choice. And with practice, it becomes a steady light that guides your steps. You are not naive or lucky. You are learning a language you were born fluent in. If this touched you, honor that feeling with a small act. Drop a yes in the comments if you felt a knowing stir. Share one moment, even a single sentence. When you trusted your gut and it led you right. Your voice matters here because every story is a lantern for someone else who's still walking in the dark. Together, we build a map made of lived experience, compassion, and practice. You belong to a living circle, not an audience, but a tribe. We hold the space for one another's awakenings, for questions that feel dangerous to ask elsewhere, for quiet celebrations. When you comment, you don't just speak into a void. You add to the field of memory that helps others remember. If this community resonates, subscribe and ring the bell so we can continue this work together. Before you go, Give yourself a simple ritual. Place your hand gently over your sternum, close your eyes, and take 3 deep, attentive breaths. On the exhale, silently say, "I open to my inner wisdom." Let the phrase sink like rain into soil. Keep this practice small and faithful. The inner compass is stirred by consistency, not force. You are chosen by no one and chosen by everything. The quiet that taught you how to listen, the pain that taught you how to seek, and the longing that guides you toward truth. Keep tending that inner flame with kindness and curiosity. Keep shining your light. Remain present, breathe, and absorb this energy in gratitude.